Hello and welcome to this Mintsoft mobile app demonstration video. To download the mobile app for Mintsoft, head to the Play Store on your Android device and search Mintsoft. You'll find two Mintsoft apps. Mintsoft WMS is the old version and Access Mintsoft is the new version which we've recently released. Click on here, install the app, and then you can open it. It's worth noting that at the moment we're still working on updating the app to improve certain features, so it may look different depending on when you're watching this video. Click Sign In and you'll be faced with the Access Portal login screen. Use your normal Access credentials here to enter the app. If you are still currently logging into Mintsoft the old way, you will need to upgrade to an Access Workspace login to be compatible with the new app. To make this demonstration work, I'll be using my PC with an Android app simulator here on the left, product barcodes at the bottom of my screen, and location barcodes at the top. I'll be scanning my screen with a USB scanner, but in your instance, you'll be likely walking around your warehouse with a handheld device with a barcode reader built into the back. On my mobile device, you can also see I have options here to create a pallet, create a carton, and also carton and pallet picking. This is for an additional module on Mintsoft called the Cartons and Pallets module, and I won't be covering it on this training session. At the top of your app, you can click here on your warehouse to select an alternate warehouse if you need to. You also have a three-dot menu on the left to access your settings. Currently there aren't many settings, but there might be more in the future. At the bottom right as well, you'll have access to the live chat. Depending on your support plan, determines whether you can use the predetermined questions or if you can access a genuine live chat to our onboarding or support team. Let's start with some of the basics. At the bottom of the app, we have options for location contents and product search. You can use these to check the contents of a location or to find the locations where a product might be found. Let's look at location contents first. On the Mintsoft mobile app, there's always a blue banner at the top to prompt you as to what can be scanned. It's asking me to scan a location. Alternatively, if the barcode is damaged or I want to check something remotely, I could also tap on a location here. In this instance, I'm going to scan the barcode from my screen. In this location, I've got a pallet from the Cartons and Pallets app, but let's ignore that for now. If we go down, I also have some items in this location, such as a vest, a yoga mat. You can click on these items, and it pops up with more details about the item. If we go back to the home screen, we can go to product search. And again, I could search for a product on screen, or I could scan a barcode. I'm going to scan now a barcode for a kettlebell. The app is telling me that I have 50 in this location and 45 in this location. In this location, some of the items are allocated to orders. I can click on this line and I'm prompted with more details about the stock breakdown in that location. I can even click on View Allocated Orders and find the order numbers relevant to that item. On the home screen, we also have Book Inventory. This is to make stock adjustments. Anybody familiar with the old version of our mobile app will know that the Book Inventory feature only allowed you to book additional stock into the warehouse. This new app allows you to click Book Inventory and adjust stock positively or negatively. You can also quarantine stock, unquarantine the stock, and scrap items that have previously been quarantined if you no longer need them in the warehouse. You could just book the stock directly out using Adjust Inventory, so scrapping is purely for quarantined stock. Let's click on Adjust Inventory now. The first thing we'll have to do is scan a location. For example, I'm going to scan location 1A, 1A. I can see the contents of this location, And perhaps I'm going to adjust the stock level of my kettlebells. So then I scan that product. And if I keep scanning the product, I can add in additional units. I could also click in here to type in a new number manually. So rather than having to scan, for example, 100 units, I could just type in an additional 100. You can see at the top here how many you've added or removed. If I click Adjust Inventory, it will ask me to provide a comment. At the time of filming this, the comment is mandatory, but we will add a skip button in future release coming soon. If I click Submit, it says, "Are you sure?" I can say yes. And we've now got 55 units of that item in the location. If I want to introduce a new item into the location, I can click on the plus up here and add product. For now, we'll leave that one. Let's go back to the home screen. Next, I'm going to show you transfer inventory. Again, anybody familiar with our old app will know that we used to have options for transferring a single item or a bulk transfer. In an upcoming release, we will have those two items split out again, but for now it lives under a single transfer inventory option. If we click on here, first we need to scan a location that we're transferring stock away from. In this example, I can just tap the location on screen. The way that it works on this version of the mobile app is that you can scan items and add them to a transfer list to allow you to take more than one item. For example, I'm going to scan a kettlebell, and then I can click on the Add button to add that to my transfer list, and I can select how many I'm taking. I could also scan the product 6 times, for example, and it will build that number up without me having to tap on screen. If I click Add to Transfer List, I could then find another item, for example, a yoga mat. And I could add some of these to my transfer list too. At the top of the screen, I can click on my transfer list, review what I'm taking with me, and click Start Transfer. Then I could walk through my warehouse and scan the location I'm moving the items to. It will prompt me to change the default pick location. However, we've turned this off as an option on future versions of the app that haven't been released yet. You can then provide a comment as to why you've done the transfer, or click the skip button. And you can see it's complete here. This will be much smoother on an upcoming release, but for now, it still works and you're free to use it as you see fit. Next, I'm going to show you ASNs on the left-hand side. An ASN, or Advanced Shipping Notification, is a delivery that has been set up on Mintsoft in advance so you know what you're receiving. You will only see them on here when they're in an awaiting delivery status on Mintsoft, or if you've already booked some stock against one. If you're a 3PL, you can filter by client. And you can also see on screen the expected delivery date, the ID for the ASN, the client it belongs to, the purchase order reference, the supplier, and the delivery type, which is the size of the delivery, for example, 400 cartons or 8 pallets. If I click onto an ASN, I can choose to receive the items into a goods in location, which is a new feature of the app, or receive direct to a picking location, which, in line with the old app, is putting the items away directly into the warehouse. To demonstrate how goods in locations work, as this might be the first time you're hearing of it, I'll quickly show you. If we go to Mintsoft, we can head to Warehouse Extras, and we have location types. These are the categories of locations on your Mintsoft, for example, picking locations and bulk locations. There are now toggles for goods in locations. You can see here I've created a type of location called goods in. It's set as offhand so that items can't be allocated to orders from it. And it's set as goods in only. If we go back to Mintsoft, if I was to click receive to goods in location, my goods in locations will show here as an option. In this example, I'm just going to receive items directly into the warehouse. You're presented with a list of items from that delivery, and you simply need to scan an item, such as a kettlebell. Ignore the error there, as I'm scanning on my screen. Sometimes it doesn't read the barcodes 100% first time. I've scanned my kettlebell. If I continue to scan more, the quantity will increase. And I could also type in a quantity to save me having to scan 100 times, for example. In an upcoming release, there will be a button here to allow you to default straight up to the full quantity. Once you've scanned the item, you simply need to scan the location where you're putting it away. I'll go through my warehouse and I might scan 1A, 1A, for example. The app asks me if I'm sure. I say yes, and that's been put away, and then I can continue to receive that product into more locations, or if I go back, I could then start from something else on the list. There's a progress bar here to let you know how far through the delivery you've got, and if you click on the Receive tab, you get a breakdown of all the items you've put away so far. There's a 3-dot menu at the top. These options will change shortly, but one key option for a 3PL is that you can change the delivery type. You might be charging your client based on how many pallets have come in, and the delivery might have arrived different to what you expected, so you can add in more pallets. Thank you for watching this demonstration so far. I'm going to end this recording now and start a new recording specifically to cover picking on the mobile app. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.